I'm Ferdinand Flores, your missionary representative in the country of Timor Leste. This is my wife, Jenny. Our two daughters, Abigail and Jennifer, were stuck in the Philippines. I graduated without any opportunity to go to foreign mission, although I already had that desire. In teens, I should say I was convicted by God to go to foreign mission. But so I went to start pioneering work with of our church, our mother church. So it is where the majority of the local population were Muslims. And so I've been there for 7 years until one time there was a mission conference in our mother church. I was there to attend, and Timor Leste was highlighted. That is where I talked to the Lord about it, and I felt it is the will of God for us and my family to come to Timor Leste to start a missionary work. It's a different thing doing mission work here, different from what we're learning. I'm a product of a foreign mission also back in the Philippines. My pastor is an American pastor. Most of the time, the orientation is very similar. My desire is to duplicate what the foreign missionaries were doing in the Philippines. But then I find out it's very different from the classroom, different from the missions where I started back in the Philippines, pastoring for 7 years. So really, it's so hard to compare what I have been doing there and what I've been doing here. There is no kind of established methods, I should say. Although our goal is still the same, but it's really a different setting. It's hard to really compare I have been learning in the past and what I've been doing here in Timor Leste. Most of the time, we're concerned about church planting and training of national workers and pastors, because what I believe is that a successful mission work is how the work could sustain itself when we're gone one day. How could it continue to sustain itself? Usually, what we're doing back in the Philippines is that a kind of formal classroom sitting to train pastors and workers. But then find myself so difficult to do that. I'm very hands-on as a missionary. Thing is that there was nobody who could, I can talk to, ask how could I start a work here, because for as far as I know, I was the first missionary who were able to establish a local church here. So here I do it myself, and really that's why my prayer is that they could figure out that the foundation will build. We build will pave the way for other missionaries in the future and help. It's not expedite the mission work. Literacy is very poor. It's so scarce to find people speaking English, and so it's a challenge. The literacy, then language. So that's why language must be learned so that we could communicate to them. The national language is Teton. It could bridge every district, I should say. But all in all, they have about 30 dialects. The other thing is that the property, it's hard to acquire. Of course, it's very crucial to stay longer and establish a foothold so we can train future leaders. Another thing also is our visa thing. Only the Roman Catholic Church missionaries were given missionaries visa. So difficult. I like challenges. We come to fight because it's mission. We have to engage in challenges. We blaze the trail. When I look at the lives change, not only the physical things, but that change lives. We have people who come out from this church and preach in some other villages. Really is a great thing. To me, I can see really the word. I mean, the hands of God mightily working in this place through His servant. I am not sure if you still remember the beating incident in one of the village back in 2005. That text message was sent to almost around the world. Pray for Pastor Flores because he will be sentenced by beating. Something like that. It happened. I was beaten in one of the church, one of our outreach, where I baptized about 10 people. But then 3 months ago, I baptized a 30 years old man here. But then I recently know that he was from the village where I was beaten. And lately, he confessed that he was part of that mob where who beats me back in that village. His mother was saved first. Then he got saved a month later. That happened about 4 months ago. So I was really thrilled to know that the person who was one of that mob who beat me got saved. He was here now, staying with us, with our boys in the dorm. And when I think about what the Lord has been doing, I think it's true that the blood of the martyrs was at the seed of the church. Because then after that incident, after the beating, that was the time when we started, I started really the progress of the church, widening the ministry. Until now, I was able to baptize about 300 people, roughly, since that incident. I have seen how the Lord works in that. When I look at that, I said, the Lord be praised. We're touched by the love of God instead of hating those people who hated us. We loved them, we embraced them, and we continue to minister to them. Really, it's exciting. It's exciting, really, to see for myself that until this time the Lord is working in the lives of these people. The Lord be praised for what He's doing here. As the work grows, definitely the needs also becomes greater. There are a lot of things that we need to do, but of course we cannot do it. It is illegal also for missionaries to make an extra work here, to earn money here is really not legal. This is a new country and they need help. So as the work prosper, we need more workers, and we need more finances. We need materials to build churches. We need to support the growing ministries. But above all, we need your prayer and we need your encouragement. Malaria is endemic here. So just pray for our health. In short, pray for our health. There is no hospital. Recently, a fellow worker, a missionary, went back to the Philippines, having stage 3 of breast cancer. So really, during the time of the pandemic, when the flight is very scarce, but we praise the Lord, she managed to went back to the Philippines and get a medical attention. Here, if you get caught by a serious disease, you will die. So thank you so much for reminding us. We need your prayer for us to stay working. We need to have we need to be healthy, and we need to go around continue doing the work of God. I will be looking forward for that time when you can come and see for yourself how the Lord has blessed the ministry, and you have no idea how we can be encouraged by your presence. And I will be praying that one day people in Pasir Panjang can see how the Lord has blessed the ministry here. I just want to extend my gratitude to Pasir Panjang Christ Church because they were the ones who adopted me for the last more than 20 years, because Pastor Panjang has been supporting me before I even came here with my family. Thank you so much for your prayers, your financial support, your gifts, your cards, encouragements. Above all, of course, for God's being gracious to us, despite all the persecutions and the difficulties that we have gone through. The Lord has been it's been real